Welcome, everybody. My name is Sammy Long. This is another Laker preview video on Alan's channel. Obviously, Alan holding it down in the mornings and then doing some post-game shows for you guys at night. I'm taking the preview videos right now, one for every single game this season. This one, we're talking about the Grizzlies. Grizzlies coming up, obviously, long-standing rivalry with this team. Lakers beat them in the playoffs a few years ago, was pretty hotly contested games when Dillon Brooks still played there. You had the LeBron-Dillon Brooks dynamic. These two teams don't like each other a lot, so it should be a fun one. I'm going to talk about three things today. I'm going to talk about the preview of Memphis, an AD quote I found interesting, and then my first topic. The bench has to be better. I mean, this is getting ridiculous that I feel like every time I come on here, and Alan, every time he does a post-game show and morning show, we're talking about the Laker bench. And I don't know what the answer is because these guys, you look on paper, they should be scoring. They're scorers. The Lakers paid them to be scorers, and they're just not doing it. Looking at that game against the Pistons, I mean, Gabe Vincent, 18 minutes, 0 shot attempts, 0 points, 0 assists, 0 rebounds. Not even making a dent on the stat sheet. Cam Reddish had 0 field goal attempts. He played 14 minutes, but he's not known for scoring. He's a defensive specialist. He even had 5 rebounds in. So if someone's not going to shoot, I'm okay with Cam Reddish not shooting because he's not an elite scorer. But Gabe Vincent, I mean, your job, what got you the contract that you got was the Miami Heat playoff run, where he was shooting like a 42% clip from 3 on the entire playoff run, was excellent. People gave him a pass last year because he was out for most of the season, and then he came back the final last 2 weeks of the regular season into the playoffs. Never could get it together, but I thought that was more about him not being able to get in a rhythm as a shooter versus him not being able to play, because we saw that he was able to play a year before against those Nuggets. But it's tough to ask, especially in getting your win back in a tough Denver high elevation. We know what that does to players and kind of getting into a rhythm. So I was really excited for him this year, and he really hasn't done much at all. Literally did nothing the other night. Max Christie, over 2 field goals. He played like 4 minutes, 0 points, 1 rebound. That's pretty interesting to me. He got the 4-year, $32 million contract. So Max Christie needs to be playing, or they got to figure something out, because you can't be paying him $8 million to sit on the bench and not even play. Cam Reddish, as I mentioned, got those minutes. That's definitely in while Jared Vanderbilt's out. Jared Vanderbilt should be back in a couple weeks. So with Christian Wood. Cam Reddish, I like that JJ Redick played him, because if you're not going to get any scoring from the bench, then might as well have a better defense. Because if Gabe Vincent and Max Christie aren't going to score, I mean, throw Cam Reddish out there, who is a lockdown defender, who's very good on that end of the ball, and just know that you're getting limited offensive production. Jackson Hayes, 9 minutes, 2 for 5 field goals, 5 points, 3 rebounds. His status is all up in the air after the video got released the other day. Not going to get into that, but he'll be something to watch. Dalton Connect, 9 minutes, 2 for 2 field goals, and 5 points. I feel like Dalton Connect is the most confident guy on the bench, which is crazy because he's a rookie. But everyone else, Gabe Vincent's shot in huge games, played for a really good Miami team, as mentioned. Max Christie's had some really big summer leagues and had some nice games. I thought he was going to build on that Raptor performance where he had 7 points, 5 rebounds, was a real tone setter off the bench. I was really excited about Max Christie after that game. Surprised how little minutes he got. And Max Christie is 3 for 13 shooting from 3 on the year. JJ Redick said on Cam Reddish, he certainly earned some trust tonight, but we'll obviously evaluate tomorrow and see what Wednesday looks like. Austin Reeves also kind of was singing Cam Reddish's praises after the game. I like that Cam Reddish is playing. Max Christie's got to figure out a way to break the lineup, because he can't, as I mentioned, he can't be getting paid $8 million to not do anything on the bench. I don't know if it was, I'm just surprised at the lack of minutes he got, especially when Gabe Vincent got 18 minutes and did absolutely nothing with it. So I don't know if this is that Gabe Vincent's getting paid more, so they feel a little bit more obligated to get him going, but they got to get production, because on a night, if you would have told any Laker fan, hey, Anthony Davis is going to have 37 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists in Detroit, it'd be like, oh, well, it's a Laker W. Not even close. LeBron, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 11 assists. Rui was a no-show, 8 points, 4 rebounds. D'Lo, 4 for 14 shooting, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists. Austin Reeves, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. It can't just be on 3 guys. It can't be on Anthony Davis and LeBron. And Reeves had a decent game. D'Lo did not shoot well from the field, but I'll give him credit, that 8 assists. Rui, I think, is kind of an anomaly. Started out the season really nice, 3-0, and then has kind of fallen off. I don't know what's going on with that. We were talking about on Alan's show earlier today. Is there a thought to putting D'Lo, bringing him off the bench or something to kind of jumpstart that bench and add some scoring? Because we do know that D'Lo will score. His defensive woes have been documented, well documented. I think that should only happen when Jared Vanderbilt comes back. Not saying it should happen, but if Jared Vanderbilt's back, I feel more comfortable because you add an elite defensive presence at the guard spot, and that's going to be really valuable. I mean, you saw RJ Barrett the other night getting whatever he wanted. Cade Cunningham getting whatever he wanted for the Pistons. Jared Vanderbilt in the starting lineup would be interesting. You could replace him for Rui, move Rui down, try to add some scoring, but Rui has been struggling scoring recently, and I don't know what the answer is, but at the end of the day, they have to be better. This is ridiculous. Anthony Davis, heading on to my next topic, an AD quote. This is a little telling. He said, one game where this team who showcased it can be one of the better teams in the league, then the next where this team who I don't even know who we are. I don't blame him. I mean, I'm sure it's frustrating when he's scoring 37 points and he's in the front runner for the MVP race and the Lakers are 4-3. And you look at a Pistons team, you give him a pass for that Phoenix game. It was a tough call, no call, and Anthony Davis pushing the back at the end. And Phoenix is a good team. So you're split 1-1 on the season with them. Then you have Cleveland get blown out. Don't show a lot of fight in that game. The Raptors, you get up huge, come all the way back. The Raptors come all the way back, and the Lakers were able to close it out. And you feel like that should have been a lesson to the Lakers to not take these teams lightly. I mean, the Raptors almost came back and won that game, and had D'Lo and I hit a couple clutch shots at the end of the game, they might have won that game. And it felt like this arrogance of the Lakers thinking that we're just going to roll into Detroit and whoop these guys. Detroit's got some talent. I mean, Tim Hardaway Jr., obviously Cade Cunningham's a superstar. Tobias Harris. I mean, they're guys on this team that can play, and people get up to play the Lakers. I was talking about my last video. People get excited to play the Los Angeles Lakers. It's a big deal when they come to town. And people want to beat the Lakers no matter kind of what their record or resume is. And you saw it. It was just a really lackluster performance. You got to flush it, obviously. And it goes to show that anyone can beat anyone on any night in the NBA. I think this is another telling stat. The Lakers have a net rating of -2.4, and their starting lineup of D'Lo, Reeves, Rui, LeBron, and AD is plus 4.7. So that shows you how bad the bench has been. And that could be a reason why you keep the starting lineup and just add Jared Vanderbilt in on the bench and try to create kind of a defensive juggernaut on the bench and match up play him at the end of games. But, we're going to see a guy in John Morant who's an excellent guard. We all know he's unbelievable. And D'Lo and Reeves got to make sure that they're on it defensively. And if they're not on it defensively, they better be scoring because the bench hasn't shown it so far, and they're going to need to. And I think that the hard part about losing to the Pistons is not only did the Lakers start 3-0, but they started 3-0 against really good teams. Minnesota, Phoenix, Sacramento. This was not like them playing the bottom of the barrel. And I feel like it's a lot like last year where the Lakers can get a big win against a really good team and then a loss against a team that they should beat, and they all count the same. It's 1-1. If you beat the Boston Celtics to lose the Detroit Pistons, you're 1-1 on the year. So even though the Boston Celtics win feels great, I just think it was a little bit of arrogance to think that they were just going to roll in there. And got to credit the Pistons. They took it to the Lakers. I do expect them to respond. The Lakers do typically respond after ugly losses, but the competition steps up. Memphis is a very good team. We'll get into the Sixer game on Friday. Joel Embiid will not be playing because he got suspended for 3 games. So the Lakers catch a little bit of a break there. But we'll get into that in our next preview. But looking at the Memphis preview, this game, as I mentioned, should be really good. These two teams do not like each other. Anthony Davis did get injured in the last game. He is not ruled out, the left foot issue plaguing AD from the end of last season through the Olympics. It will truly be a day-to-day situation per Dave McMenamin. So hopefully he plays. They're going to need him. Zach Edey, Jaren Jackson Jr. Memphis has one of the nicest front courts in the league, especially with the add of Zach Edey. He had a double-double in their last game, even though they lost to the Nets, 106-104. The Grizzlies are 4-4 on the season. They are without 2 of their best players, Desmond Bane and Marcus Smart. Desmond Bane suffered an oblique strain. Is considered week to week. Marcus Smart suffered a right ankle sprain and is considered week to week as well. But this team still has plenty of talent. John Morant averaging around 21 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, 10 assists, averaging almost a double-double. Jaren Jackson Jr., almost 20 points a game, 5 rebounds, a block. So there's some familiar faces on this team. Scottie Pippen Jr. has really been a nice add for them, averaging almost 12 points a game, 3 rebounds, 7 assists. It was interesting a couple weeks ago when they played the Bucks. Scottie Pippen Jr. kind of took a shot at one of his former coaches, wouldn't name him, said on the other side, Darvin Ham coaches from Milwaukee now, how he was never believed in. So he's going to want to show out against the Lakers, even though Darvin Ham isn't there anymore. It sucks. It sucks seeing Scottie Pippen Jr. play this well, knowing that the Lakers need bench help, and the Lakers had him. They had him homegrown, and he kind of showed moments, and Darvin Ham didn't believe in him and let him go. And now we're gonna have to see him tomorrow night playing against us. Jalen Wells has been nice, averaging about 10 points a game. Santi Aldama, really high on him, almost 13 points a game, 8 rebounds per game, does a lot of stuff. Jake LaRavia, also a nice bench piece. So this team is a little patchwork with Desmond Bane and Marcus Smart not being there, but there's not a lack of talent. And it's nice that AD has been playing so well because they're going to need it against Jackson and Edey. But if he's hampered, other guys are going to have to step up. Anthony Davis can't, if Anthony Davis is scoring 37 points and they're losing at the Pistons, what's going to happen if the bench doesn't contribute against the Grizzlies? They're going to need to show up. I'm looking for big games from Max Christie. I'm looking for big games from Gabe Vincent. That was pretty embarrassing, not getting this hitting the stat sheet. And Austin Reeves, Rui, and D'Lo really got to pick up their slack, especially if Anthony Davis is injured. Sounds like he might be, trying to play, gonna go, but who knows if he's 100% healthy. And we all know Anthony Davis's injury history. Don't want to, re-aggravate that where it could be a more serious injury. But I'm expecting a great game. Excited. Hopefully the Lakers can get back on track. Got to get this going. The Lakers are still 4-3 on the year, even though there's been some highs and lows so far already. But they are 4-3. A couple years ago, they were 2-10 and went on a playoff run. So they are in the right spot. They got to rebound from that loss and try to do better on this road trip, which they're 1-3 of right now. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you very much. We'll come back with another one for the Sixer game, and appreciate it. Thank you.